Imagine this. A tiny, trembling Mustang Foal, barely more than a few months old, is trapped in the deadly coils of a massive snake. The forest is silent except for its desperate cries. What happens next will leave you breathless. Before we dive into this heart-stopping tale, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment below sharing your thoughts, and tap the bell icon so you never miss another inspiring story like this one. Now, let's begin. Deep in the rugged wilderness of a quiet mountain valley, a young wildlife conservationist named Liam Carter was out exploring near the edge of the Green Ridge Forest. The morning sun cast golden beams through the trees, and the air smelled fresh with pine and wildflowers. As Liam moved quietly through the woods, his sharp ears caught a faint, high-pitched whinny. His heart skipped a beat. He froze, listening intently, then sprinted toward the sound. Breaking through a thick patch of bushes, Liam stopped dead in his tracks. There, in a small clearing, was a horrifying sight. A baby Mustang, no older than a few months, lay on the ground, its fragile body wrapped tightly by a boa constrictor at least 10 feet long. The snake's muscles rippled as it tightened its grip, while the foal thrashed weakly, its hooves scraping against the dirt in a hopeless struggle. "Oh no," Liam whispered, his breath catching in his throat. Without wasting a second, Liam dropped his backpack and scanned the area for anything he could use to help. His eyes locked onto a long, sturdy branch nearby. He grabbed it, his mind racing. He had dealt with snakes before, but nothing like this. This was life or death. "Easy now, buddy," he murmured, trying to steady himself. Slowly, he prodded the snake's body with the branch, hoping to distract it. The boa hissed angrily, its head snapping toward Liam. For a moment, man and beast locked eyes, each sizing up the other. But Liam didn't back down. With a swift move, he used the branch to pin the snake's head to the ground. The boa coiled tighter in response, and the foal let out a heartbreaking cry. Sweat dripped down Liam's face as he reached for a rope from his backpack, looping it around the snake's midsection. It was a grueling battle, man against nature, but Liam's determination never wavered. Finally, with one last surge of effort, Liam managed to loosen the snake's grip enough for the foal to scramble free. Trembling but alive, the little Mustang staggered to its feet. Liam quickly released the snake into the underbrush, watching as it slithered away, defeated but unharmed. He turned back to the foal, his chest heaving. "You're safe now," he said softly, his voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through him. The foal's wide, panicked eyes met Liam's, filled with fear and perhaps a flicker of gratitude. Liam knew this was just the beginning. The foal needed care, protection, and time to heal. He poured some water into his palm and offered it to the animal. After a cautious sniff, the foal leaned forward to drink. For the first time in what felt like hours, Liam allowed himself a small smile. This wasn't just another rescue. It was a chance to make a real difference. Over the next hour, Liam stayed close, observing the foal and ensuring it wasn't in immediate danger. Its trembling began to subside, though its chestnut coat was streaked with dirt and sweat. Still, there was a spark in its expressive eyes, a glimmer of hope. "All right, buddy," Liam murmured, pulling out a makeshift halter from his pack. "We need to get you somewhere safe." Approaching slowly, Liam held out his hand to show he meant no harm. The foal flinched but didn't run. He crouched low, keeping his movements deliberate and calm. "Hey, it's okay," he said gently. "I'm not going to hurt you." After a tense moment, the foal stepped forward hesitantly, allowing Liam to loop the halter over its head. "There we go," Liam said, smiling. "You're a brave one." Leading the foal toward the trail, Liam felt a growing sense of responsibility. This wasn't just an animal. It was a symbol of resilience, a testament to the will to survive against all odds. Along the way, Liam spoke softly to the foal, sharing stories of other horses he'd known. "You remind me of a Mustang I once met," he said. "Her name was Star. She had the same fire in her eyes, even after everything she'd been through. I think you'll be just as strong." When they finally reached the stream, Liam encouraged the foal to drink deeply. He noticed bruises along its sides and made a mental note to clean the wounds once they got back to his cabin. By the time they arrived, the foal's gait had steadied slightly, though it still limped. Liam led it into a secure paddock, speaking reassuringly. "You're safe now." Inside the paddock, Liam cleaned the foal's injuries carefully, his touch gentle. Though the animal tensed occasionally, it didn't pull away. "You're tougher than you look," Liam said, admiration in his voice. Once the wounds were treated, he stepped back, watching as the foal drank from a bucket of water. Relief washed over him, but he knew they weren't out of the woods yet. Days turned into weeks as Liam nursed the foal back to health. They faced challenges together. A mountain lion lurking near the paddock, a sudden storm that tested their resolve, and even the distant sound of gunshots that reminded Liam of the dangers the foal had narrowly escaped. Through it all, the bond between man and Mustang grew stronger. Eventually, Liam realized it was time to let the foal go. With the help of Thomas, an older man who worked with wild horse programs, Liam prepared the Mustang for release into a nearby sanctuary. On the day of the release, Liam stood by the paddock, watching as the foal galloped toward a herd of wild horses. Its mane and tail streamed behind it like banners of freedom. Tears welled up in Liam's eyes, but he smiled. He had done everything he could. As the truck carrying Liam and Thomas drove away, Liam glanced back one last time. The foal lifted its head, as if sensing his gaze. Their eyes met briefly, a silent goodbye. Back home, Liam stared out the horizon, feeling a deep sense of peace. He had changed just as the Mustang had. This experience had taught him something profound. Compassion and courage can overcome even the greatest odds, and sometimes giving someone a second chance is the bravest thing we can do. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with someone who loves inspiring tales. Together, let's celebrate stories of hope and perseverance.